it's really interesting when you look at what's happening during the Last Supper. Jesus knows what's about to happen, but also the things he's saying, they seem impossible to us. The splintering starts to happen, it's painful, and it seems like the sun will never rise again, right? Oh, I meant that metaphorically, and yet, ... Hey, I'm Noah James, and this is When Zay Zay Met, and today, Zay Zay met me.
¿Qué pasa, cómo está mi gente? I am Zay Zay, and welcome to When Zay Zay Met. Today, we're meeting with an actor whose quiet intensity and soulful screen presence have helped to bring one of the most watched faith-based series ever to life. From Tempe to Tish to Prime Video, he's walked alongside Jesus, literally playing the disciple Andrew in The Chosen. And season 5 prepares to launch worldwide, but right now he's here with us. Party people, show your love. This is Noah James. Hello.
Wow. Hello. What a lovely introduction. I'm jazzed just listening to it. Here we go.
Here we go. Thanks for being with us today, Noah, man. I appreciate this.
Oh, thank you for having me. No, it's really kind of an exciting time for the show. So I'm happy to get to chat about it.
Man, you've been there since what? Like day one, scene one, like since the beginning, all the way through. Season 5 is about to make its way to everybody's screens. Hundreds of millions of people worldwide have watched this. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of the word that just popped in my head is jubilation. It is so exciting because from the beginning, we put so much of ourselves into the show. It's so important to us. It's so important to us to tell this story as responsibly and as enlivened as possible. And so for us to see that it is spreading across literally the globe, it's almost, there's like not much better as an artist. Like we hear from people that the show is there for them, that it's been there for them during dark times, during happy times. And so for us, we really feel that growth, especially joining Prime Video. Like we are just so thrilled to sort of launch and keep going. We got a few more seasons to go. So
yeah.
We got a lot left in the tank.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let me ask you this. You play Andrew, disciple number 1, day 1. Of course, he's the connector, right? He's the one that makes things happen. Actor to actor, right? I'm saying, third grade tree, actor to actor. Would you rather play Judas, just for the drama of it all?
No? Honestly, it's interesting because from the outside, you can kind of look at the story with the preconceived notions of what it's all going to be like. And so a lot of people would say, oh, I want to play Judas because of the drama or the intrigue. But actually, what the show has done so well is they've found the right people for each of the jobs. And so really what we're able to bring to these disciples is pretty unique. And so Luke, who's like a very good friend of mine and plays Judas, when he comes onto the screen in season 2 for the first time, it's a bit of a surprise because he's younger than the rest of us. He looks maybe more innocent than the rest of us. So it already kind of flips preconceived notions on their head. And I think that's what the show does really well. It stays super authentic, super truthful to the source material, and yet there's always a surprise lingering around the corner. So for me, playing Andrew, I'm like eternally grateful that I got to bring this character to life.
So good. Now you've lived with Andrew, in Andrew, as Andrew, years now, right? You started doing this in 2017. Let's do something fun real quick, right? If you live in LA, right? So let's say, for instance, you and Andrew were roommates, modern LA right now. What do you think you guys might argue about?
Oh, that's a great question. I play music a little bit too loud and a little bit too late. I think that could annoy Andrew.
Okay.
What would annoy me? I think I need a slightly more sort of chaos and spontaneity in my life. I think Andrew got enough of that. It's Simon Peter. And then there was like, okay, we're gonna leave this household. I have my own sort of quiet space to go back to. Because Andrew does not need any riling up, you know, like very much riling up sends him down the wrong path. So I think I might be maybe a bad influence on Andrew in that way. But I think we would get along. We have the same heart in a way.
Sure. Well, okay. Heart. Season 5 is all about the Last Supper, right? I mean, if you really bring it down to what this is about, and heart and emotion, some would say that this part of Jesus's life really is the most heartfelt, emotional part of his journey. No? The Last Supper.
Yeah.
When you really think about even this part of Mass, right? I'm a God-fearing man. I go to Mass. During this part, the Eucharist, I'm in there with it, right? The priest is describing it, and I'm in that room. It's heavy. It's heartfelt, right? It's emotional. I can't imagine being you and in that room during all those scenes.
Yeah, it's fascinating that you say that, honestly, because it's really interesting when you look at what's happening during the Last Supper. Jesus knows what's about to happen, and the weight of it is so obvious to those of us on the outside, and yet we don't know what's going to happen. So we're like trying to get the clues, but also the things he's saying, they seem impossible to us, knowing who he is. It seems like this could not be the path that we're about to walk down. So there's a lot of doubt, a lot of anxiety creeps in, and the whole time he's telling us, you know, stay true, stay on the path, stay with each other.
Yeah.
And the splintering starts to happen quite quickly, and it's painful. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's painful, and it seems like the sun will never rise again.
Right.
Oh, I meant that metaphorically, and yet, But yeah, it just feels like there will be no tomorrow, and yet sometimes you just have to find a way through. And so that energy was really pertinent. We shot the Last Supper over a course of a week, day to day to day to day to day. And we're talking, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day, just dealing with that circumstance. And it was something that's honestly, to me, because I've now lived through filming all of that, to me, one of the most exciting things is for the audience to now get to experience that as season 5 launches, which we're like right on the cusp in a few days here. So to me, I'm so thrilled for everyone to catch up to us.
Let me ask you a question about shooting that. I mean, you shot that over the course of time. What did you bring to that? And then what did you end up leaving with?
I think, honestly, sometimes the most that you can bring to something like that is just trying to be as present as possible. There's a sense of timelessness because it's like nothing else in the world matters. Time stops making sense. When you're having a conversation like that, or you're hearing words like what Jesus says to the disciples in that moment, everything else falls away. And so for us, it was just about day after day, really trying to show up and honor that, and really bring that to life. These are real human beings who went through this. And so we just tried to do our best to remain as present as possible. And then in moment to moment, it was always a surprise.
Did you ever feel, after living so long, so far with Andrew, that he ever discipled you back?
Oh, great question. I think, it's funny, like, I feel like Andrew's constantly searching and trying to learn and trying to grow. There's a big maturation process, I think, that happens with Andrew through the course of these 5 seasons even, and of course, afterwards. But to me, the thing that really strikes me when you ask that question is, when I'm standing there listening to Jesus preach the Sermon on the Mount, when I'm sitting in a room of, 5 of us around the table, and then there are Pharisees outside the window, and he's getting a preaching and they're arguing and we're kind of questioning, those are the moments where you really go, oh, I don't know that I quite heard this lesson like that before. And it would stick with me. I mean, even little things, and I don't mean to trivialize it, little things like do not build your house on the sand. You know, those things are very important to me, and I think about them all the time. I think about, for me personally, I'm Jewish, so I came out this world totally from the outside. And so to me, I always felt a little bit like, like on the outside, or I didn't go to church, I didn't go to these large worship groups. And when Jesus says something like, you can go in your room alone and pray with just you know, in that was sort of eye-opening to me, you know, me not ever really feeling like home in a large group setting like that and going, oh, yeah, you kind of don't need the large group setting. You know, like I would hear that as Andrew and as Noah being like, interesting, you know? So those things throughout, and those are just two small moments of throughout all of these years of just really getting more in touch with what he's saying.
So good. All right, Noah, they're wrapping me up. 15 seconds. Do me a favor. I need a confession. The Chosen, The Last Supper. What is it about this show that nobody's ready for? Sell me this. Why do we need to see it?
All right, honestly, I don't think people are ready for the darkness. I don't think people are ready for the absolute grit in which we tell this story. We don't shy away from the moments leading up to the crucifixion. We don't shy away from that's where we're headed. And you really feel that. But I think because we deal with it so authentically, that's our goal, you really feel like you're living in those moments with us.
Noah James, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being with us today. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Great meeting you.
Thank you. Great meeting you too. Continued success.
Thank you all so much for watching When Zay Zay Met. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be notified when we upload more conversations with celebrities and other interesting people. Now, if you'd like to see your favorite celebrity on the show, it's simple. Just tell us who that is by leaving us a comment down below. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Hasta la próxima. Lo quiero del corazón.